Hello, everyone. This is Anna of the Quantum Light Practice, and we're here for the Venus Bliss Heart Activation. And today is an epic day. Astrologically, there's a lot happening that we're going to tap into. We have a new moon in Taurus, and then we also have a solar eclipse occurring. And so these are beautiful energies that are expansive, that are illuminating the inner field, and we're ready to receive beautiful gifts and blessings. Anybody that's been working here in this group, joining in on the transmissions that we've been doing, we've been preparing ourselves to receive. We have been going through very powerful purification processes in the activations that we've been doing. We worked with opening and activating 2 chakras, the Zeal chakra, which is at the base of the skull, as well as the Soul Star chakra, which is above the crown of the head. And both of these chakras are gateways. They're opening communication, multidimensionality, and again, interdimensional experience with stellar gateways and galactic beings of light. And so we're entering into an expansion. And in this transmission, we're going to be working with star beings. We're going to be working with the Venus beings of light, and we are going to be working with coming into alignment with our hearts so that we can receive and communicate in very high frequencies of light and stabilize in those frequencies. So before we begin, I just have a couple of announcements and information that I want to share with you. So today, again, we're having a solar eclipse, and then in a couple of weeks on March 15th, and so I'm doing something a little bit different. We're going to meet on Sunday evening Eastern time. Remember, if it's out of your time zone, you can always listen to the replay on YouTube. And this is going to be, it's called the Terra Christa alignment, and we'll be in a full moon in Scorpio. And for this transmission, I really wanted to be in the evening in my geographical location to really be in communication and alignment with this full moon in Scorpio, and which is a very, very, it's deep and it's powerful, and it is really all about the, coming into fruition with all the transmissions that we've been working with. And so that will be happening at 8 p.m. Eastern time on a Sunday, May 15th. And then after that, we're going to complete the series that we've been doing now for the spring with the Rainbow Dragon transmission. And that will go back to a Saturday at 11 Eastern time on June 4th. And so I just wanted to share that with you. So mark your calendars. May 15th and June 4th are the next 2 transmissions. And then I'll be traveling. I'm going to be spending some time abroad in Europe. I'm going to be going to the Arctic Circle along the coast of Norway, traveling north. And for the summer solstice, I'll be experiencing the midnight sun, which is a phenomenon. And so I'm going to be working on some creating a new course for us. And I'll be in Norway, going to different sites there. I'm going to be in Scotland, in some islands off the coast of Scotland. And then I'll be spending some time in England, in Glastonbury and the stone circles in that area. So it's an important pilgrimage for me. And I'm going to be creating a wonderful new course called the Starseed Inheritance. And that I'm going to be offering in the fall when I return in August or September. So keep an eye out for that. And I'm going to, again, I'm going to do some more work with my blog. And so I'll be doing some more writing. And so be sure that you go onto my website, quantumlightpractice.com, and subscribe to the blog called Gaia Art Bar, because there I'm going to be writing about everything that I'm experiencing. And so that's going to be very active over the summer. So please subscribe to that so that you don't miss out. And then that's where I'm going to give you the information about the new course, the Starseed Inheritance. So that is all new information and material and activations and working with sacred places and coming into alignment with these galactic frequencies of light that we've been opening up to and expanding into. So that is, okay, so that's what I wanted to share with you about that, about what's coming. So let's begin with today, the Venus Bliss Heart Activation. And so I invite all of you to come into a comfortable position and just feel yourself come into stillness inside, connect with the inner quantum field. And that happens when you close your eyes. That is the inner quantum field. And then be aware of your hips sinking into the chair. You want your spine to be erect. You want the energy to flow freely up and down the spine, through the energy centers of the body. And breathe into the heart. Come into yourself. All the work that we do is from this place of embodiment. So just be aware of yourself as a being of light incarnate in a physical vessel. And then connect the base of your spine. You're going to create that line of energy to anchor yourself into the core of Gaia. The crystalline grid, the ascended Gaia, Terra Christa, the ascended frequency of Gaia. And we make the intention that that is the dimension of Gaia that we are connecting to and living in. And you can feel that stillness deepen. The inner stillness is deepening. And then you're receiving the earth energy into your body. This very nourishing, grounding vibration of Gaia. And you can see it as a beautiful, luminous green, this vibrant, fresh vibration of Mother Nature, the greening power of Gaia. It's very healing for the body. And just allow all the cells of the body to receive this light, this greening power. Allow all the cells of the body to absorb this freshness, this lush, verdant green frequency. And so we're coming into our alignment, and then we're going to open the crown of the head to receive the cosmic light, activating the zeal chakra at the base of the skull, the pituitary gland, the pineal gland, at the center of the head. Just being aware of those areas and allowing this cosmic light to infuse the areas in the head, creating this pyramid of light between those 3 points, connecting that pyramid of light with a platinum thread to the soul star chakra, moving through the crown into the soul star chakra, a few feet above the head. And then allowing that platinum thread to rise into the sun, to receive these codes of light, Christ consciousness, frequency of light coming forth in these solar codes. As we come into alignment with ourselves as beings of light, multi-dimensional beings of light, incarnate, embodied ascension. We're working with embodiment because that's when we're in our power. That is the perfect balance between spirit and matter inside of us, the alchemical marriage. So just allowing that alignment to occur inside of us as we create this sacred container where all of us are participating in this. Everybody that has shown up today, I thank you, I welcome you, because we're creating this sacred container, and every one of you will receive exactly what your soul is asking for in this now moment, to deepen into love. Deepening into that self-love, self-worth, beauty. Calling forth our unique gifts and talents and expressing in a unique way our own essence. As an emanation of light inside of us, illuminating the inner field and emanating out into the world around us, this essence, which is unique to you. So just take a deep breath. We're going to receive a light language transmission, which assists us to calibrate this sacred container to the highest frequency of light, that anything that comes forth in this container is 100% of the light. So we're calibrating the space. And the Venus beings of light are coming forth. So bring your attention to the heart area and breathe into the heart. We're just being acknowledged and blessed for all the powerful work we've been doing to cleanse, to clear, to purify, going to the depths, letting go of false images that we have of ourselves, letting go of identities that no longer are valid, perceptions of ourself, dissolving. And the fearlessness that comes forth when we do this work, because we're no longer attached to perceptions of ourselves and images of ourselves that conform or that are coping mechanisms. We're free. So this activation is about total freedom to love, joy, bliss, Satchitananda, receiving the bliss of liberation. And installing that frequency inside of us and stabilizing in that frequency. So activating the Satchitananda, joy, beauty, bliss. And so there's a chakra that is located a little bit below and to the left of the heart. It is called the Rit Padma, and this is the divine spark. It is the I am presence, and this chakra generates bliss. And the fulfillment of all your desires that are in alignment with your divine essence, your divine purpose, to experience the divine, to experience yourself as divine in this incarnation. So just put your attention on that area. Again, it's a little bit to the left and below the what you experience as your heart center. The Rit Padma. And you're going to ground that energy center into the ascended frequency of Gaia. So you can just anchor yourself again into the core of Gaia. The crystalline grid. And so this gold frequency of light is rising up from the core of Gaia, the Amrita, which is this this frequency of abundance and opulence. The Gaia gold. It's this nectar of bliss. So this Rit Padma, this sacred heart chakra, just the sacred heart chakra, is being activated by this Amrita. So just allowing that activation to occur if you choose. And then just receiving the Venus light and the Galactic Magdalene lineage is coming forth, and the Galactic Magdalens are Venus beings. So just welcoming the Galactic Magdalens into our sacred container. And they're expanding this nectar, this Amrita. So just take deep breaths. And there is a star that is coming forth called Sadal Sud Konoha, and it is a star in the constellation of Aquarius. So we're coming into alignment to receive this frequency of the Aquarian age. And so these are very powerful archetypes of the sacred rebel, the earth warrior and priestess, and the visionary. These are visionary frequencies of light. And this, we have the capacity to communicate multidimensionally because we've opened these stellar gates and galactic frequencies. So just allowing that star, the frequency, this very high frequency of Aquarian vibration to come forth, and be aware of your grounding. Be very aware of your grounding. Be sure that the solar plexus is grounded and anchored into Gaia, and breathe. We're anchored, we're becoming embodied. So as this activation is occurring, it's a very high frequency, you can feel it. You may feel like you're floating away, and you're going to ground. You're going to be aware of the solar plexus, the root chakra, and anchor into Gaia, so that we can fully receive, so that we can be fully conscious. Because this Aquarian light it's the Aquarian frequency is an up-leveling that's occurring in our system. So it's very powerful. Sadal Sud. Allowing that light to come in through the soul star chakra, into that pyramid of light, pineal gland, up-leveling our visionary capacity. Allowing us to experience life multidimensionally, as beings of light incarnate, embodied ascension. So you're just allowing yourself to receive as you are anchoring even more deeply into the ascended Gaia. Allowing the activation of the Rit Padma, and you can see that chakra glowing and spinning with this rainbow light, the Venus light. And coming into alignment with the ascended Gaia and the cosmic light. So now just focus on that heart, that sacred heart chakra. And so we're going to activate this frequency of abundance, blessings, your very unique gifts and talents, your desires, your manifestation, the frequency of miracles. So just focus on the Rit Padma. And focus on what is it that you want to experience in this now moment. What is it that you are installing in the quantum light field inside of you. Because whatever we create begins with vibration. We all know this. Anything that we create, any experience we have begins with vibration. And we experience as embodied beings of light, we experience vibration as emotion. How do we feel? How are we feeling? And as we become more and more aware, we know that we have the capacity to choose what we're feeling. We can choose what we focus on. So just allow that truth to be absorbed inside of you. I can choose my frequency. I can choose the dimension that I play in, that I love in. I choose it. I'm the creator. I am co-creating my reality with my own divinity, the I am presence, the divine spark. Let's take deep breaths. And inside of you, as a visionary, what is it that you want to experience in this now moment? What is it that you want to create in the next 3 months, let's say? So for example, if, you know, we'll come up with a practical example of one that is very well known to all of us, you know, creating wealth. So it's very important as visionaries, as co-creators, to flip the switch from the vibration of striving, of wanting, to, it's like flipping the switch to the vibration of complete contentment and fulfillment. I have everything that I need and more. What is the frequency of overflow? What is the frequency of, what does it feel like to know that all your needs are met? That your success is inevitable. It's not if, it's when. It's inevitable. Like, how does that feel? That you know that there's no doubt. So that little filter, that little disturbance of doubt or fear, or can this really happen or not happen, or just letting go of that. Just breathe in and breathe out. Letting go. What is the feeling of being completely content, fulfilled, cared for, loved? All your needs are met. You're expressing your divinity in your work, in your life, in your home, in your community. There's no doubt, there's no fear. There's you as a divine being of light expressing union. So just allow that frequency, it's very high frequency of light, to come forth and allow it to expand. Just feel it in your heart, in the Rit Padma. Contentment, courage, overflow of resources. Not only do you have everything that you need, but there's an overflow And you can offer to assist others. You can create, you can co-create with others. You have everything you need to create your heaven on earth. Claiming your star seed inheritance. The Venus light of opulence and bliss. So be aware again of the solar plexus and grounding the solar plexus as this frequency expands inside of you. Take deep breaths and breathe out into the earth. And allow that Gaia gold to rise up and infuse the Rit Padma abundance of resources. Sakona shinokorai shinaki shinoko opulence. Sonoko no aha nai nai shinokoro sonokorai chiki chikono sonokora. Just tapping into that frequency of infinite abundance that is offered to us. As ascended beings of light, the star seed inheritance, and that this star seed inheritance, this opulence, this bliss, this abundance comes from source. So any beliefs or any patterns that your abundance comes from, like this person or this institution or this organization or the government, all of these different ways, or from, you know, your parents, your husband, your wife, all these different ways that we believe that we receive. Those may be energy streams that source uses to support us. But we put our focus on source, the inner I am presence. That's what's feeding us. That's what's supporting us inside. Shakora, Satchitananda, joy, bliss. Again, focus on the Rit Padma. Just allowing that chakra to, again, become fully activated, full of light, emanating this rainbow ray of light, illuminating the inner field, the Venus light. And it's like this, it's very grounded. It's not fantasy. It's not, you know, living in a fantasy world. This is embodied ascension. We are sober. We're clear. We are fully prepared to receive this Aquarian frequency of light. So again, being aware of that star, the Aquarian, the constellation of Aquarius, just receiving that frequency in through the crown of the head, into the glands of the brain, up-leveling the visionary capacity, the third eye, and just allowing that energy to move through the jaw. This is the area of the body that is ruled by Taurus, the jaw, the throat. And the Rit Padma chakra is ruled by Venus. So just allowing that frequency, this Aquarian frequency, Sadal Sud, Sachitananda, Sonakora Aini Chinakara, Sokono Sonakora Aini, and just receive the light language. Chonokoro Unwa, this just gives us momentum as this work is being done inside of us. Sokona Shanakora Aini, Chinakara A, Chinaki Sonokor, just focus on the sounds. Hoko o no ha nai nai no sono sonoa. Sa nai nai kiri sinikini kunu no ha nai ni chicken and chicken and sonokoro no ai nai. Sonokora aini chinakara ai chikichikoro ha ni sinakoro sonoko shonoa. The star and the water bearer. Chonokoro aini chinakara ai chikichikoro sonokoro ha nai nai chinakoro sonoko ha. Sakini hey ni chinakara sunokora na chinakara sunokora hai nai chuskurushna hai ni sinakara tunonoa hana nai chinakara. And again, grounding, connecting to the crystalline grid of Gaia, core of the earth. And just receiving all the elements as this amrita, this miracle vibration is rising up from the core of the earth, lighting up all the elements and bringing all the elements of the body into balance. So the fire, the air, the earth, and the water of the physical vessel, up-leveling and coming into balance and strengthening, up-leveling the immune system, breathing into the lungs and receiving that light into the lungs, and you're just seeing the lungs being swept and cleansed and purified with this golden green Gaia light. Breathing into the lungs, allowing that expansion. And then breathing out. And then we're just allowing ourselves to integrate. Coming into alignment with the highest frequency of light that rules your thoughts, your emotions. So that this frequency becomes very familiar. And again, feeling. What does it feel like to be completely loved? To have all that you desire? To have the capacity to create everything that you need to fulfill your mission, the perfect people, places, and opportunities that support you in fulfilling your service, your purpose, which is to be you. And to be free, total liberation, to love, support yourself, to love the planet, to love the galaxy, total freedom, to express. What does that feel like? and allowing yourself to steep in that frequency of light so that you recognize it, so that it's familiar, so that it's your everyday reality. So in order to stabilize in this frequency, it's very important to disengage from frequencies that are not vibrating in this way. So we choose. We create our reality. So we can choose. Do we listen to sacred sounds, light language transmissions? Or do we listen to the media or news stations and this type of thing? Because that's another dimension. And so we can choose to play in that dimension if we engage with it. So we can choose, again, we can choose. And it's like, it's not that we are in denial of anything that's occurring. So it's like when you go into the ocean, you decide, I'm going to swim in the ocean. We know that there are all kinds of predators in the ocean. There's great white sharks. There's all kinds of ways that we can drown, all kinds of things that can happen, different types of ways we can be injured if we jump into the ocean. We know this. But we don't go into the ocean and start thinking about and analyzing all these things that may be injuring us, that may be threatening to us. We experience the ocean. We choose to experience the ocean, and we're aware of those things, but we're engaging with the ocean. We are detached from these other dimensions that we are aware of. So again, it is not that we're in denial. We know that these things exist, but we no longer feed them. We no longer give them our energy. We detach and we focus on the ocean. We focus on the oneness that we experience when we're swimming in the ocean. Another example, practical example, so that we can visualize, so that we can embody, is when you decide, okay, I am going to make some tomato sauce, and I need tomatoes. I'm going to go to the store and get tomatoes. That's all I need is tomatoes. So when we go to the store, there's all kinds of things at the store. There's bread, there's cheese, there's all kinds of meats and things like that. But I know that I am going to get tomatoes. That's what I'm doing. I'm very focused. So I go to the store, I go right to where the tomatoes are, and then I buy the tomatoes, and then I leave. I didn't have to go and explore all the different types of fruits and all the different pastas and all the different seafoods. I was very clear. I didn't even see those other things. I went into the store. The tomatoes were brilliantly shining, calling to me. I chose my tomatoes, paid for the tomatoes, and then I went home with my tomatoes to make my sauce. I don't have to engage with every single thing that's in the store in order to buy my tomatoes. I'm focused. I have discernment. I'm clear. So this is how we choose our vibration. And some of these things are hard to let go because they're very entertaining. Nothing can control you. Nothing can attack you. We are choosing freedom. We are choosing what we allow into our frequency. We're choosing what we engage with. It starts with vibration. So that's how we vibrate in the frequency of the new earth. It's a choice. And so if we're doing these kinds of things for entertainment because we're feeling discomfort, maybe we're feeling lonely, maybe we're feeling anxiety, instead of plugging into those different dimensions, we go inside and we take a look at, like, where is this fear coming from? And we do our purification work. Where is this anxiety coming from? We do our purification work. So this is called inner activism. We do the energy work, we do the clearing, we do the purification inside ourselves. And that takes care of like 90% of it. And then we can express a boundary. We can be very clear, discern. But 80% of it is projection of fear that's inside of us onto the outer world. So we pull back our attention, we do the work inside, and then we take inspired action from a place of neutrality and wholeness and clarity. So we become very efficient with our energy. So nothing can attack you. So nothing can touch that I am presence inside of you. Even if the body is dying, even if the body is, you're letting go of this form, of this lifetime, nothing can touch your I am presence. And that's where we put our attention. That's where we put our focus. We're going to focus on this Rit Padma, the divine spark, the sacred heart. That's where we put our focus. That's the ocean of love that we immerse ourselves in. And then we observe the world around us from that place. With the eyes of the divine. So then we see what we see in the outer world is the divine presence. And that's what we focus on. And that's the ascended dimension that we choose. So skora ani ini chinakara e chikichikono sonokorai. So skora sonokora ini chinakara o sukono sonokoro aha anai. Sonoko no ana ina shinokoro shinokoro aha anai. So take deep breaths. Just allowing ourselves to integrate. And so the galactic Magdalens are coming forth. And we're just going to receive these very high frequencies, the love codes. Of love, fulfillment, contentment, and just allow yourself to receive. As this frequency, this dimension is activating and expanding inside of us. This frequency of freedom. Freedom to love. Kono shinakara e ne chinakara e chikichikono sunakorwa. Hai nai skane shinakara e shinakoro sunakua ha. Hai skini sinakara e chikanichinakuswa. Suskura a nai nai chinakara e chikichikono ko osukua ha nai. Chonakora a ni chikara e shikichikono ha a nai. Iskira seneke e chikanichikane sukoro sunakora e chikaskuro sukua. Claiming your starseed inheritance, freedom, bliss, love, and then the more of us that can stabilize in this frequency, the more this frequency expands throughout the planet. This is how we hold space for divine transformation. This is how we are earth warriors and priestesses, by maintaining our inner field at this frequency of light. And then it grows and it expands. It saturates the planet. And we become part of this crystalline ascended grid of Gaia. We become one of the points on the grid. Fully completing our divine destiny. As beings incarnate on the planet in this now moment. So just receiving from the galactic Magdalene, the Venus beings, the Sophia Christ, receiving again that frequency from the Aquarian constellation, the visionary capacity, and then just allowing the integration, which will continue throughout the next couple of weeks as we prepare for the full moon. Take deep breaths into the solar plexus, because this will regulate your energy. This is your power center, and you're just bringing the power center into balance with these new frequencies. And anchoring into Gaia. Oof. And then offering gratitude as we complete this transmission. We're offering so much gratitude to Gaia for this awareness of the ascended frequencies of light that are flooding the planet at this time. So much gratitude for the for the opening of these galactic gateways that we've been working with, that we will continue to work with. So we learn more about these ascended frequencies, these ascended dimensions that we now have access to. Offering gratitude to the Magdalene lineage, the Sophia Christ. Yeshua is coming forth. Avatar of love, and just allowing ourselves to receive like this beautiful, like a cosmic love bomb exploding inside of you. With Yeshua. Just saturating the crown of the head with this knowledge of the Christ consciousness, this knowledge that you are a divine being of light, that you are co-creating your reality, that you are vibrating in freedom. That's the Christ consciousness. Tunakuru ahi mi chikana a chikichikona tunakora e ni sanakara e ni shinkini jene sanakoro no anai nai hani chinakora and a sanakara e chikichikoro aha nai. Just clearing again, a beautiful clearing of the thought processes, the neural pathways. Chunakora chikono chunakara e chikichikachikona sanakara e chikichikoro go aha. Hana kenenenenenene chikana chikono aha. Sana kenenenenene ni chinakare chikichikono no anai hanai chanakarai ken chikichikono. Beautiful. And then receiving that light language transmission into the brain and into the solar plexus so that we can just regulate these frequencies and integrate. And then grounding. And then breathing into the Rit Padma, knowing that this divine spark has been up-leveled, this I am presence is fully activated and emanating light throughout illuminating the inner quantum field with consciousness and love. So offering gratitude for this process. And one final offering of gratitude to the Terra Christa, the ascended Gaia, who we'll be visiting more with on May 15th. Oh. And breathe and let go. Breathe into the heart and let go. And one more time, breathing into the heart. Cosmic love. Align with the divinity that is you.